to all my friends who made it to the carpet before the song was over. What an exciting morning we've had so far. It was the 50th day of school, so a bunch of us are dressed up like it's 50s day, and we had moms come have breakfast with first and second graders. And so it was kind of a different morning, but you did an excellent job of still getting cleaned up and getting to the carpet. Now we are working on a new comprehension skill. The first day we learned about the comprehension skill, we went through some garbage to try and figure out some clues about my neighbor. And then yesterday, we actually looked at a T-chart with the art lesson. And I said that some of the things are in the book. Is that an inference if it's in the book? Is that an inference if it's in the book?
No.
No, if it's in the book, that's in the text. An inference is in my head. Now, we have only been talking about it for a few days, so if you're still a little confused, that's okay, but I want you to be listening because you'll never learn it more if you're busy looking at Band-Aids or if you're tying shoes, okay? So if it's in the book, that's not an inference. That's something the author is telling you. An inference is what's in your head. Now, I have this little chart right here, this little equation, I should say, that says schema, that's what's in your head, what you already know, plus evidence equals an inference. You have to have that evidence. If you don't have that evidence, you're just making guesses about things. And inferring is not just guessing anything you want. Inferring is actually using what you know and some text evidence. So I'm going to use Sleepy Bears. We've been using Sleepy Bears for Writer's Workshop. And so I'm going to use it now for some inferring. And I'm going to tell you two inferences that I have. And I want you to decide, is that a good inference, that it has some evidence, or is that a bad inference that doesn't have very much evidence, you're just making things up. So I want you to do some really good thinking, okay? We've already read Sleepy Bears. So here I'm looking, thinking about Mama's called them all to bed, and they're doing some different things. And so here I see that one of them is getting their dream about the pirate ship. And here this one's yawning, so we know he's going to get his next. And so she is in the circus on a flying trapeze. And then I see the yawning, so I know who's next. And so here I see that she's giving him the dream of him chasing tigers. And so in the book, it's talking about him going through the jungle chasing tigers. And in my head, I think he likes to play video games. With your thumb, will you show me, was that a good inference or a bad inference? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people give me a thumbs down. Who can raise their hand and tell me, why is that a bad inference? I like video games, and I think this kid likes video games. Why is that not a good inference?
Because it didn't say anything about him liking video gaming. In the picture, it doesn't even show him.
Okay, you're right. The text doesn't tell me, the pictures don't tell me anything about video games. I can't just make up whatever I want. An inference isn't using your imagination to make things up. An inference is thinking about the text and then thinking a little bit deeper. Good job. Way to figure out that my inference was not a good inference. So I'm thinking back, and I know that somebody yesterday said this one, but I want you to make sure that you're listening because not everybody was here. I'm looking back at this text, and I'm seeing that there was only one little bear that was eating cereal through the whole story. And then, oh, thank you to my friends that aren't calling out. And then when it was his turn to have a dream, I see that Mom has him sitting like a prince, and there's cinnamon rolls and cupcakes and donuts and candies. I'm inferring that he really likes to eat. Can you show me with your thumb, was that a good inference or not a good inference? Okay. And I know one of our friends had that inference yesterday. Who can tell me, why was that a good inference? Why was that different than the one about the one liking video games? Why was that a good inference? Okay, so he ate cereal in the real story part, and now he's dreaming about eating. So you're pointing out the evidence, the proof that that's a good inference. So what makes a good inference is if we have text evidence. Okay. okay? So when someone says something, you can say, prove it, and then you can say, oh, well look, he's got all these sweet things, and he's the only bear that was eating, so that's why that was a good inference, okay? Now, when you are reading, some of you decided yesterday to try during Read to Self to use inferring, our new strategy. That's excellent for you to start trying it. Yesterday when I was reading Sleepy Bears, we actually had someone make a good inference. He didn't say I'm making an inference, he said something that he was thinking, and I go, oh, you just use inferring. So I am excited to see that my friends are already starting to try it. I wonder if any of my friends will try it today. You can use inferring while you're at Read to Self. You can even use inferring while you're at Listen to Reading. So what you need to do is think about the text, what's in the book, and then it can make you think of something. That's what's in your head. But if you have an inference, what do you have to have?
Evidence.
Evidence. You have to have text evidence. So I wonder if when we clean up from Read to Self and Listen to Reading, work on writing or word work, if anyone will bring back something to share about inferring and be able to show their evidence of why they had that. Thank you for saying excuse me. Now, I want you to close your eyes and think about which one you want to go to. All four of them are open. Yesterday we finished up the fourth one. So everyone has all four open. Close your eyes and don't just think about which one you want to go to. Think about how you're going to go there. It was a little wild this morning with all the moms in here, so we need to make sure we're calm down and back and ready to learn. So I want you to think about if you're going to go to word work, are you going to go choose something quietly and get started? Are you not going to waste any of our time? If you do choose Read to Self, think about what strategy you want to try. Maybe you want to try our new inferring strategy, or maybe you want to use chunking or back up and reading. So think about what strategy you're going to use. Okay, open your eyes, and when I call your name, tell me what you want to go to. Kinsley?
I want to go to Read to Self.
Great, and what strategy do you want to work on?
Inferring.
Ooh, going to try the new one. Jonah, what do you want to go to?
Work on writing.
Great.